Hello everyone, this is Shadow. Due to copyright restrictions on YouTube, I can't publish many of the audiobooks you love. That's why I've created a special paid service where you can enjoy over 300 high-quality audiobooks from platforms like Webnovel, Pocket FM, Audible, Wuxia, and more. Each novel comes as a one-time purchase, no subscriptions, no hidden fees. After payment, you'll receive full access via Telegram, along with all future updates for that novel. You'll find a wide selection of your favorite genres and titles, always in premium audio quality. Check the full list of available novels in the description. DM me now to get your favorite stories in audiobook form and start listening today. Chapter 321. My Lord, if we are not careful in this decisive battle with human civilization, our clan will fall into an abyss. Another Heiyuan clan's strong ones spoke hesitantly, unable to refrain from speaking out. As one of the strongest peak clans in the cosmic starry sky, were it not for being restrained by a large alliance of several other peak clans, the Heiyuan clan would have been flattened countless times already. Even so, it was not that human civilization couldn't annihilate the Heiyuan clan. They simply didn't want to pay the price. So, now that the Heiyuan clan had recklessly initiated a decisive battle, even if they wiped out the human civilization's evolvers in this battlefield, what then? Could it be that the entirety of human civilization would be unable to recover from this? No. This would only provoke the madness of human civilization's retaliation. This is an order from the insect race. The unicorn man went silent for a moment, then slowly began to speak. The insect race? The short and sturdy Heiyuan clan's strong one was taken aback, his face turning very ugly. This was much more serious than the Heiyuan clan initiating a decisive battle on their own. Was the insect race ordering them to engage in a great decisive battle with human civilization at the level of peak clan civilizations? What about the other several peak clans? Would they also be involved in it? If it were a great decisive battle between several peak clans, there would inevitably be the presence of supreme beings taking action, and that would be a war that would shake the entire cosmic starry skies. Even a powerful clan like the Heiyuan clan might not be able to preserve itself under such intense war. At this point, our clan has no other choice. The unicorn man spoke with a detached tone. In the cosmic starry skies of 10,000 races, they are but puppets held by strings by those few peak clans. If his Heiyuan clan dared to defy the order of the insect race, they wouldn't need human civilization to make a move. The insect race would completely deal with them. Shueo, you've stepped into the 8th layer for many years, and this time you will hold your position outside the southeastern area of the battlefield. Any human evolvers who escape shall be killed without mercy. The unicorn man commanded. Yes. The short and sturdy Heiyuan clan's strong one nodded. He really didn't want to engage in an excessively intense war with human civilization, because there was no benefit in doing so. As for those spoils of war and the like, compared to the retaliation of human civilization, what are they? But this was an order from the insect race. Furthermore, the unicorn man continued to make arrangements, making Heiyuan clan's strong ones lie in ambush in the surroundings outside the battlefield, to prevent the human civilization evolvers from escaping. Finally, I will lead a large group of Heiyuan clan's strong ones on the battlefield to cleanse the human civilization's evolvers. The unicorn man looked towards the many Heiyuan clan strong ones. You all go to your designated positions. Yes. 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 Soon, a small part of Heiyuan clan's strong ones rapidly disappeared. Suspended mountain range. This place served as one of human civilization's bases on the battlefield. At this moment, a 7th-rank monarch evolver stood at the top of the mountain range, gazing afar towards the central battlefield. Alien numbers are changing. A large number of different species strong ones are returning. This 7th-rank monarch, the highest commander of human civilization in this battlefield of different races, frowned at this moment. What exactly does this group from the Heiyuan clan want to do? The 7th-rank monarch named Zhou Shi was somewhat undecided. Don't engage with the Heiyuan clan as much as possible in the near future. The 7th-rank monarch Zhou Shi thought to himself, planning to respond to every change with constancy. Suddenly, The 7th-rank monarch Zhou Shi seemed to sense something and quickly connected his consciousness to the virtual world. In most areas of the battlefield of different races, human evolvers were unable to connect to the three goddesses and the virtual world. However, in the bases of human civilization, there were no such restrictions and connections could be made at any time. A moment later, Zhou Shi disconnected from the virtual world, his expression extremely somber. These Heiyuan clan members dare to do this? Is the insect race intending to launch a decisive battle against our human race? Zhou Shi's thoughts surged, as the goddess of freedom had informed him that the Heiyuan clan might soon commit their entire clan's strength to cleanse the human civilization evolvers on the battlefield. As for the source of the message, it was the top fortune-telling master of human civilization who, through information derived from millions of battlefields of different races, drew this conclusion. The peak insect race would, for some unspeakable reason, order all clans under their command to launch a cleansing against human civilization's evolvers in the battlefields of different races, at all costs. Commit their entire clan's strength. The 7th-rank monarch Zhou Shi took a deep breath. Although the Heiyuan clan were but a powerful clan, they also had many strong ones in the 8th layer and even had quite a few beings exceeding the 8th layer. If the Heiyuan clan committed their entire clan's strength, the human civilization evolvers on this battlefield would have no capacity to resist. We can only flee. The 7th-rank monarch Zhou Shi thought to himself quietly. This was also the advice given by the goddess of freedom. Before the Heiyuan clan could react, all human civilization evolvers should flee in different directions. Doing so would increase the survival rate greatly due to the wide area spread. According to the deductions of the goddess of freedom, 8 or 9 out of 10 human civilization evolvers would survive. Not far from the eternal spatial rift, Lin Yuan had just started to comprehend for a short while, when he heard the armored man's message transmission. "Brother, come back quickly. There's something important to discuss." The armored man advised Lin Yuan to walk out as calmly as possible and try not to attract the attention of other alien races. Something important? Lin Yuan's expression remained unchanged as he stood up and left. Whoosh! Through the teleportation area, Lin Yuan returned to the suspended mountain range. Lin Yuan looked around and noticed that a large number of evolvers had already arrived. It must be something major, Lin Yuan realized in his heart. Everyone, the battlefield commander Zhou Shi, suddenly appeared and looked towards the many evolvers, speaking, "The Heiyuan clan?" Zhou Shi briefly recounted the Heiyuan clan's schemes, leaving the vast majority of evolvers on the field filled with anger and shock. What was this? To mobilize more than 10 8th-layer evolvers for a purge in a minor battlefield? But don't worry, everyone, continued Zhou Shi, the battlefield commander. The schemes of the Heiyuan clan, or the insect race, have been foreseen in advance by the great diviners of our human civilization. With us having the upper hand against the unprepared, as long as we escape quickly, we should have an 80 to 90% chance of survival, Zhou Shi said. For secret cleansing acts like those of the Heiyuan clan, maintaining secrecy is the most crucial aspect. By taking advantage of the fact that human civilization had not yet reacted, they could mobilize a large number of strong ones and blockade the surroundings of the battlefield. At that time, all human evolvers would be like fish on a chopping board, completely at the mercy of others. But now, it had been found out by human civilization in advance. What's more important, the Heiyuan clan was unaware that human civilization had already caught on. Caught off guard, the strong ones of the Heiyuan clan would not be able to seal off such a vast area around the battlefield. So, according to the calculations of the goddess of freedom, 80 to 90% of human civilization's evolvers would survive. In a moment, I will activate this mountain range and smash it towards the direction of the Heiyuan clan, while you all take that opportunity to escape in any direction you choose. Remember, you must run with all your might, stated Zhou Shi, the 7th-rank monarch, seriously. His true body was elsewhere, so he was not afraid of falling and was willing to stay behind to buy time for the other evolvers. What kind of madness has the Heiyuan clan succumbed to? Lin Yuan listened for a while at the bottom and quickly thought to himself. Was the Heiyuan clan not afraid of human civilization seeking retribution afterward? Lin Yuan glanced around and noticed that most evolvers were engaged in discussions, seemingly believing that the Heiyuan clan had gone mad. I should escape too. Lin Yuan sighed. Even though the fall of the Taiyin primordial spirit wasn't an unbearable loss, it was still better to avoid falling if possible. Yuan-yin, brother. At that moment the armored man approached. Do you want to stick together later? If you follow me, you'll definitely be safe. The armored man patted his chest, enthusiastically suggesting. No need. Lin Yuan shook his head. Being a primordial spirit body, he was not limited by a physical body. When he exerted his full power, his speed might even reach the level of an 8th layer evolver. Don't be shy. The armored man, thinking Lin Yuan was just being modest, spoke carelessly. Suddenly, the suspended mountain range beneath them trembled violently. Everyone flee immediately, commanded the battlefield leader Zhou Shi, his voice echoing in everyone's ears. Rumble, rumble, rumble. All barriers of the suspended mountain range disappeared. Any evolver could freely enter and leave this place. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Without a second thought, numerous evolvers began to flee in every direction. The armored man turned to look for Lin Yuan, only to see Lin Yuan's figure turn into a meteor, instantly crossing 100 miles and vanishing from the armored man's sensory range. So fast. The armored man watched in astonishment. Chapter 322. The Great Escape. On the other side of the battlefield, a monocled man from the Heiyuan clan watched intently. He had already commanded many Heiyuan clan powerhouses to blockade every sector of the battlefields of different races. Once the blockade was complete, the entire battlefield would become a prison. By then, he would personally take action and cleanse all of human civilization's evolvers. Suddenly, in the distance, the suspended mountain range that served as the base for human civilization's evolvers quickly rose into the air. It charged toward the side of the Heiyuan clan. The monocled man's expression changed slightly. The suspended mountain range was the base of human civilization on this battlefield. It was also a weapon that could transform into a war fortress when necessary. But clearly now was not the time for that. What is that? The monocled man immediately noticed that with the collision of the suspended mountain range, countless evolvers of human civilization started fleeing frantically in all directions using various means. Damn! The pitch-black thunder that flowed over the monocled man's body suddenly began to boil. Clearly, the plans of his Heiyuan clan, or perhaps the insect race, had been leaked. Otherwise, these human evolvers would not have started fleeing outright. The monocled man took a step forward. All around him, within 1,000,000 miles, pitch-black thunder filled the space. Hiss! The monocled man raised his right hand and pressed it toward the oncoming suspended mountain range. Merely ants. The monocled man's gaze was cold, and in an instant the suspended mountain range, which had become a war fortress, began to crumble rapidly. Ha 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 ha! Children of the Heiyuan clan, I hope you can struggle to survive beneath the wrath of my human civilization. Inside the suspended mountain range, 7th rank monarch Zhou Shi burst into mad laughter, then crumbled along with the suspended mountain range. The suspended mountain range was too large, and as a war fortress its target was too apparent. It could only be left behind to attempt to cover the retreat, delaying the Heiyuan clan. But obviously the monocled man's strength was too terrifying. Almost reaching the peak of the 8th layer, he crushed the suspended mountain range directly. They've all escaped? The monocled man looked toward the countless human evolvers fleeing in all directions. Being of high realm, the monocled man had long grasped the instantaneous movement spatial model in the core space model. But in the battlefields of different races, spatial fluctuations were significant. Whether it was wormhole shuttling or spatial teleportation, they both were likely to result in large errors or even getting lost in the depths of space. Therefore, the monocled man could only rely on flight to give chase. But the directions in which the numerous human evolvers fled were all different, every which way, up and down, left and right. Even if the monocled man truly pursued them, if he caught one and then returned, the other evolvers would have already run far away. Once the evolvers left the range of the battlefield, they could manipulate spaceships for wormhole shuttling. At that time, the Heiyuan clan would no longer have the ability to pursue and kill. This was precisely why the goddess of freedom made the decision to have the human evolvers escape. Because this could allow 8 or 9 out of 10 human evolvers to survive. As for the loss of many resources on the battlefield, it didn't count for much. Chikuin Main Star. Deep within the 13 Peaks Great Hall, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged. The Heiyuan clan. Lin Yuan looked distantly toward the direction of the battlefields of different races. Everything experienced by the Taiyin primordial spirit, he naturally felt in sync. The higher-ups of human civilization should be aware of this by now. Lin Yuan thought to himself. In the battlefields of different races suspended mountain range, one could freely log into the virtual world and connect with the goddess of freedom. In such a circumstance, the moves of the Heiyuan clan must have been transmitted. The Heiyuan clan, the insect race. Lin Yuan didn't know the specifics. He only speculated that the actions of the Heiyuan clan must be related to the insect race, or perhaps they were directly instigated by them. If it really has to do with the insect race, then it's not just one battlefield where this has happened. Lin Yuan conjectured in his heart. Peak clans like the insect race wouldn't engage in meaningless actions. To merely seize one small-sized otherworldly battlefield. This would hardly have any effect on the overall battle situation. Battlefields of different races. Run, run, run. Run. Millions upon millions of human evolvers, among whom were not a few of the 7th rank, and even the 6th rank constituted a considerable number, were fleeing desperately. Faced with the command of the battlefield's leader, these evolvers had no doubts whatsoever. Especially after seeing the leader Zhou driving the suspended mountain range as a war fortress, charging toward the Heiyuan clan only to directly crumble afterward, they became even more desperate in their escape. Among the fleeing evolvers, many were 6th rank and even 7th rank evolvers, some of whom had true bodies. But even if the true bodies were safe for the time being outside, if the avatars were to die, it would still require a significant amount of time and energy to be recondensed, and the many treasures and weapons they carried would be lost. So unless it was a moment of complete despair, no one would willingly give up. Without a complete blockade, at most only 1 or 2 out of 10 human evolvers can be stopped. The monocled man looked at the human evolvers fleeing in all directions and quickly came to a conclusion. The response speed of human civilization was just too fast. If only they waited a little longer, until the blockade of the Heiyuan clan was fully formed, all evolvers of human civilization would have no escape. But for now, according to the blockade range of the Heiyuan clan powerhouses, they could probably hold back 1 or 2 out of 10 evolvers. Try to kill those 6th rank and 7th rank evolvers. The monocled man quickly made a decision in his mind. With only being able to hold back 1 or 2 out of 10 human evolvers as the big premise, naturally it was most cost-effective to leave behind those of the 6th and 7th rank. As for the 4th and 5th rank, let them flee. Chapter 323. Shueo, in the southeastern area you are in, 10 minutes from now, at a 30-degree position to the lower left, there will be a 7th rank human evolver passing by. Kill him. The unicorn man's gaze was vast, his perception spreading, as he began to lock onto those human evolvers with strong auras. The insect race's command to them was to kill as many human evolvers as possible. The more human evolvers of higher ranks they killed, the more rewards they would be bestowed. At the edge of the battlefields of different races, Lin Yuan transformed into a streak of flowing light, swiftly fleeing towards the outside of the battlefield. Didn't delay even for a moment? Lin Yuan glanced behind him, certainly expecting the suspended mountain range to collapse. Inside, the 7th rank monarch Zhou likewise did not stir up the slightest ripple. If I tried to cover our retreat, it would probably be of no use, right? Lin Yuan thought to himself. The entire Heiyuan clan had deployed its full strength, which simply wasn't something a 7th rank evolver could stop. Even an average 8th layer might not last long. This is the battlefield of different species. Full of crises. All sorts of situations can arise at any moment. Lin Yuan felt somewhat emotional. This time entering the battlefield of different races. He had been extremely cautious and low profile, not engaging in battle with any different species. Yet even so, he'd still ended up in this escape situation. This was just a small-sized, otherworldly battlefield. If it were a medium, let alone a large alien battlefield, the uncertainties would be even greater. Powerful beings like the Chikuan Star-Lord had to be careful and cautious on a large alien battlefield. With my speed, if I were to go all out, I could completely approach a 8th rank evolver, or even surpass an average 8th rank evolver. At the moment, Lin Yuan was showing a speed that only reached the 6th rank peak. Not even as fast as a 7th rank evolver. The reason for this was fear, that showing too great a speed would attract the attention of the Heiyuan clan's strong ones. Like that unicorn man. If he saw Lin Yuan's speed reaching the 8th layer, would he come after him personally? So Lin Yuan's displayed speed was moderately above average among the countless fleeing evolvers. If the leader Zhou was right that the scattered fleeing human evolvers had an 80 to 90% chance of survival, then Lin Yuan was very likely to escape. Too much speed makes one stick out and more likely to be targeted. In the southeastern region of the battlefield, the stocky man Shueyo's eyes were fierce, leading many of the Heiyuan clan's strong ones to guard the area. There's a group of 4th and 5th rank evolvers escaping this way. Don't bother with them. The stocky man Shueyo's target was clear. Killing one 6th rank evolver could secure more bounty from the insect race than hundreds of 4th and 5th rank evolvers. If they went after that group of 4th and 5th rank evolvers and missed a 6th or 7th rank evolver, that would be a real loss. And with the foundation of human civilization, the death of a few 4th and 5th rank evolvers is practically negligible. Considering the current human population, more 4th and 5th rank evolvers naturally die of old age each day than on the battlefield. There's a 7th rank evolver escaping this way. The stocky man Shueyo's eyes lit up as he looked into the distance. Their area was subtly twisted in space, isolated from the outside, so that human evolver had no idea there were Heiyuan clan strong ones ambushed nearby. I'll go. You guys stay here. The stocky man Shueyo said. As an 8th layer strong one, he was a sure bet to deal with a 7th rank evolver. Sending their own 7th rank could result in being held up or counterkilled. 8th layer against 7th rank, the pressure of the great realm difference meant no surprises. Whoosh! The stocky man Shueyo disappeared. When he reappeared, he was already directly in front of the fleeing 7th rank evolver. Human! The stocky man Shueyo looked pitying. I don't want to kill you either, but this is the insect race's command. Shoo! Before the fleeing 7th rank evolver even understood what was happening, he was dead at the stocky man's hands. It was too easy for 8th layer to handle a 7th rank. As more 6th and 7th rank evolvers were intercepted and killed, many 4th and 5th rank evolvers managed to escape. Because of the position of the suspended mountain range, which is not the very center of the battlefield, it led some evolvers to choose escape directions closer to the battlefield. Therefore, their escape from the battlefield was naturally quicker. I'm about to leave the battlefield. Lin Yuan, formed into a meteor, surveilled his surroundings, thinking rapidly. If he went all out, he could have left the battlefield by now. But similarly, that might have caught the attention of a more powerful different species, leading to interception. Just a little bit longer. Lin Yuan maintained a speed close to the 6th rank peak. As soon as he escapes the battlefield of different species and reaches the stable cosmic starry sky, he would immediately bring out a cosmic spaceship, perform a wormhole shuttle. Then, this Taiyin primordial spirit would be saved. The southeastern area of the battlefield. The stocky man, Shueyo, continued to observe his surroundings. That human evolver, his speed is close to that of a 6th rank peak. We can't let him escape alive. The stocky man, Shuao, noticed Lin Yuan and spoke. Chang Yu, you go kill him. The stocky man, Shuao, instructed. His 8th layer strength was meant to deal with human 7th rank evolvers. As for 6th rank evolvers, there was no need for that. They could be left to other 7th rank members of the Heiyuan clan. 8th layer dealing with 7th rank, no surprises there. 7th rank dealing with 6th rank, just as unsurprising. Under the suppression of a great realm, even the top geniuses of the human civilization could hardly contend. Yes, Lord Shuao, I will take care of this human. The 7th rank strongman of the Heiyuan clan, Chang Yu, licked his lips. Killing these human evolvers could garner rewards from the insect race. And even more so, one could obtain the numerous treasures and weapons from the opponent. In the usual battlefields of different races, they, as 7th rank members, would be entangled by the 7th rank evolvers of human civilization. Where was the chance to bully the weak? 7th rank strongman Chang Yu vanished, reappearing directly in front of the direction where Lin Yuan was fleeing. Hee. Just die quietly at my hands. The 7th rank strongman Chang Yu patiently waited there, waiting for Lin Yuan to enter a certain range before he took action to crush him to death. Lin Yuan's mind stirred, sensing a change in the atmosphere ahead. What to do? Lin Yuan's brows furrowed. With the sensing range of a 6th rank evolver, he couldn't detect that 7th rank alien. Just pretend I don't know. Lin Yuan decided to maintain his escape direction. After all, once he changed direction, he would be discovered by that 7th rank alien, who could also change direction to block him. Boom, boom, boom. His terrifying speed tore through the air. Soon he would enter the attack range of that 7th rank alien. Ha ha ha, human, go die. The 7th rank alien strongman, Chang Yu, revealed himself, lifting his right hand and slamming it down towards Lin Yuan. He should be dead now. In the distance, the stocky man Shuao glanced in this direction, having already pronounced Lin Yuan's death sentence. Although Chang Yu's strength was no match for a 7th rank monarch evolver of the humans, wasn't it a cinch for him to deal with a 6th rank peak evolver? Not good. Brother Yuan is in danger. In another direction, the armored man noticed this and his heart suddenly tightened. He had originally planned to escape with Lin Yuan, but he didn't expect Lin Yuan to be so fast. So seeing Lin Yuan set off, he followed suit and fled. However, the armored man was only trailing behind Lin Yuan. Due to his slower speed, the distance between them grew further and further apart. Now they were nearly 1,000,000 kilometers apart. It's a 7th rank alien. A chill ran down the armored man's spine. With a 7th rank alien ambushing ahead, he couldn't see any way for Lin Yuan to possibly survive. Boom, boom, boom. Facing the suddenly appearing 7th rank alien, Lin Yuan's speed did not slow down in the slightest. He continued to rush forward. Ha ha ha! Scared stiff, huh? The Heiyuan clan's Chang Yu's face revealed a sneer, thinking Lin Yuan was too afraid to react. The 7th rank alien, Chang Yu, did not hold back and struck Lin Yuan with all his might. But the next moment, the air around them suddenly carried wisps of Taiyin power. The blow delivered by the 7th rank alien, Chang Yu, evaporated swiftly under the erosion of the power of Taiyin. Ah! The 7th rank alien, Chang Yu, blinked, somewhat puzzled. Boom! At this moment, Lin Yuan, fleeing at the speed of a 6th rank peak, suddenly surged in speed by 10-fold, 100-fold. In the blink of an eye, he overpowered the 7th rank alien, Chang Yu. No! The 7th rank alien, Chang Yu's face showed terror as his shape shattered instantly. Lin Yuan flew past and casually collected his storage treasure. What? In the distance, the stocky man, Shuao, looked this way with some disbelief. That speed! Shuao's face changed. In another section of the battlefield, the one-horned man also noticed the scene unfolding here and turned his gaze over. Chapter 324. Innumerable arrogant figures of the world, Who dares to stand side by side with you? 7th rank peak. No, this speed has already reached the 8th layer threshold. The Unicorn Man judged in his heart. It must be some 7th rank peak evolver who specializes in speed. The Unicorn Man gazed in the direction Lin Yuan had fled. Impressive. He actually deceived me. If Lin Yuan had shown this kind of power or speed from the beginning, the Unicorn Man would have immediately ordered the Heiyuan clan's strong ones to block him ahead of time. But Lin Yuan did not. Instead, he disguised himself as an ordinary 6th rank evolver. This might sound simple, but it's difficult to execute. The most crucial point was to deceive the Unicorn Man's perception. When Suspended Mountain ascended and countless evolvers fled, the Unicorn Man quickly identified many 7th rank evolvers' locations. However, Lin Yuan's God was a primordial spirit body. Lacking a physical form, his aura and the power of Tai-Yin nearly merged together. Even someone as powerful as the Unicorn Man could commonly overlook him with a cursory sensing. It's too late. The Unicorn Man saw Lin Yuan had already left the range of the battlefields of different races, and knew that even if he personally gave chase, he might not succeed. After leaving the range of the battlefields of different races, human race evolvers can control cosmic spaceships and perform wormhole shuttle. Damn it! You actually killed Feiyu. The stocky man, Shueyo, furiously stared in the direction of Lin Yuan's escape, intending to pursue. No need to chase. At that moment, the voice of the Unicorn Man rang in Shueyo's ears. Continue to surround and kill the other human 7th rank evolvers. The Unicorn Man instructed. Letting Lin Yuan, a 7th rank peak evolver, escape was indeed regrettable. But there are still many human 7th rank evolvers who haven't escaped yet. They are the next primary targets of the Heiyuan clan. Yes. Shueyo took a deep breath and returned to his position. Did I actually escape too? The armored man followed in the direction Lin Yuan had fled and unexpectedly escaped the battlefields of different races without obstructions. It's the Yuanin brothers. The armored man immediately realized why his escape was so smooth. Considering the circumstances just now, as a 6th rank evolver like him, he should have received significant attention from the Heiyuan different species. At least one 7th rank evolver should have been dispatched to stop him. But Lin Yuan, with a shockingly powerful technique, had severely killed a 7th rank member of the Heiyuan clan, resulting in a gap in that area's blockade. That surprisingly allowed him such an easy escape. The strength of the Yuanin brothers must be really strong, perhaps nearing a commander level. The armored man, grateful for his fortune, then thought back to the scene of Lin Yuan killing that 7th rank different species. So swift and decisive, the opponent didn't even have time to react. It was unbelievable. That 7th rank different species probably possessed marquee-level strength. With such strength, aside from a 7th rank king, who could kill so effortlessly? Just a moment ago, I thought of having the Yuanin brother follow me for protection. The armored man felt somewhat embarrassed with Lin Yuan's previously displayed strength. It's likely that instead of him protecting Lin Yuan, he would have been dragging Lin Yuan down. When Lin Yuan first arrived at the battlefields of different races, it was he who came forward to welcome him. The armored man had then invited Lin Yuan to go to the central battlefield to kill different species together, but he was refused. He had thought Lin Yuan was weak or not good at fighting. Now it seems he was completely wrong. Quickly proceed with wormhole shuttle. The armored man immediately took out a cosmic spaceship from his storage ring, then activated wormhole shuttle, and like flowing water, soon disappeared out of sight. 60 light-years from the battlefields of different races. The force of space subtly started to fluctuate. A dark spaceship appeared. Lin Yuan was piloting the spaceship, continuously heading towards the territory of the human civilization. Wormhole shuttle has a cooldown period under normal circumstances and cannot be continually used. With my current combat power under a sneak attack, I have the possibility of killing a 7th rank marquis. Lin Yuan began to reassess everything that had just happened. That 7th rank different species was probably equivalent to a human 7th rank marquis. Normally, facing Lin Yuan's Taiyin primordial spirit, even if defeated, should have been able to struggle for a while. But the opponent underestimated Lin Yuan too much, leading to an instant kill. One must know, this was only Lin Yuan's Taiyin primordial spirit. After stepping into the 7th rank, due to the creation of an inner world, the strength of Lin Yuan's main body had increased the most. As for the 2 primordial spirits, they were much weaker. Even so, they could still sweep through ordinary 7th rank marquee levels. If it were the main body's turn, even a 7th rank king would have to be suppressed. After all, among the 7th rank evolvers, the power of the world essentially amounts to cheating. Continue the shuttle. Soon, the wormhole shuttle's cooldown period ended. Lin Yuan did not hesitate to start another round of shuttle. A day or two later, Lin Yuan officially entered the territory of human civilization. Only at this moment did Lin Yuan finally breathe a slight sigh of relief. The Black Abyss clan, no matter how crazy, wouldn't dare to pursue into the territory of human civilization. Even the insect race wouldn't dare enter the territory of human civilization unless absolutely necessary, because that would mean escalating the war. Whether it's human civilization or other peak clans of the cosmic starry sky, the reason for establishing the battlefields of different races is to try to keep the war confined to those battlefields. If there were no constraints, everyone invading each other's territories would lead to much greater losses. Hurry up and go back. Lin Yuan waited for the cooldown to end and then initiated another wormhole shuttle. Battlefields of different races. The fighting gradually calmed down. The Unicorn Man's gaze was icy, with the stocky man, Shueo, reporting next to him. Lord, during this blockade and killing operation, we killed 36 human 7th rank evolvers, 572 6th rank evolvers, and 2,837 5th and 4th rank evolvers. Chapter 325. Although the Heiyuan clan's focus is mainly on 6th rank and 7th rank evolvers, they generally don't actively pursue the killing of 4th rank and 5th rank evolvers. However, if 4th rank or 5th rank evolvers intrude into the attack range of a powerful member of the Heiyuan clan, it comes as no surprise if they are taken down. Among the 36 7th rank evolvers, 15 possess the doppelganger skill. Among the 572 6th rank evolvers, 127 possess the skill. Shueo continued to speak. A small portion of 7th rank evolvers, and the majority of 8th layer evolvers, in addition to contemplating space rules, are also involved with the rules of causality. The rules of causality, while not as foundational as the space rules, are enigmatic and unpredictable. Those who have a deeper understanding of the rules of causality can develop many bizarre techniques, such as the curse-killing skill. The curse-killing skill is just one of the many applications of the causality rules. The uses of this rule are plentiful. For example, when Shueo kills an evolver, the moment the killing intent surges, a connection of cause and effect is established between the two. If Shueo successfully kills the target, the causality will cease to exist with the death of the person, which means he would no longer feel any causal connection to that evolver, thus confirming the target's demise. If, after the killing, a faint sense of causality is still perceived, it could mean that the target has not died and likely has techniques like the doppelganger skill at their disposal. Indeed, the Unicorn Man nodded slightly upon hearing this. Although the result is quite different from the expectation of completely purging all human evolvers, achieving such results is still quite remarkable. At least 21 7th rank human evolvers have died. The remaining 7th rank evolvers, even if their true bodies are alive, have suffered a severe cost with the death of a doppelganger. On Chikuan main star, Lin Yuan was sitting cross-legged. Not only did battlefield C24763 experience a purge by different species at the same time, but there were also 5,463 other alien battlefields undergoing the same purge. Lin Yuan furrowed his brows slightly as he received the news. All these battlefields of different races under the Insect Race Alliance. Is the insect race really intending to start a full-scale war with the human race? Lin Yuan was puzzled. Generally speaking, it was rare for peak clans to engage in serious conflict. Whether it be the human race, the insect race, or other major peak clans, They all had proven their might in the long wars of the past. It was implausible for one side to completely annihilate the other. Thus, the intensity of the wars was tacitly maintained within a certain range. There must be a reason for this. Lin Yuan connected his consciousness to the virtual world. Personal space. Shi Feng stepped out from the void, his red nose unmistakable. Shi-san, little brother. If you want to know why the insect race is going crazy, I happen to know some inside information, Shi Feng said with a grin. As a sixth-rank citizen and a founder of an evolution path, Shi Feng had a vast network of connections. What's the reason? Lin Yuan asked. Even if Shi Feng didn't know, Lin Yuan had planned to ask several senior fellow disciples, or even inquire directly from Chikuan Starlord, his teacher. It was only natural for Lin Yuan to be curious and ask a few more questions about such significant developments on the alien battlefields. It's because of the large alien battlefield. Shi Feng didn't keep him in suspense, speaking in a hushed tone. Large alien battlefield? Lin Yuan felt a slight shock in his heart. There are over 2 million battlefields opened up between humans and different species, with just over 100 of them being large battlefields. Large alien battlefields are where the human civilization clashes with other peak clans. Even supreme beings occasionally turn their gaze toward the large alien battlefields and may sometimes intervene. The reason the insect race is targeting small and medium-sized battlefields is because of an event that is about to take place above battlefield S-111. Shi Feng explained mysteriously. The top oracle of the insect race has predicted that, soon, a foreign visitor will come to battlefield S-111, through the eternal spatial rift. To be precise, it's the corpse of a visitor from beyond. This corpse must be very important, so important that the insect race wants to have it all to themselves, ordering many clans within the alliance to put forth their full strength to cause trouble for our human civilization. This is in order to gain an advantageous position in the upcoming struggle for this corpse. Shi Feng told him. I see. Lin Yuan appeared thoughtful. Eternal spatial rifts on the large alien battlefields are enormous, spanning tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of miles, and occasionally foreign visitors cross through such vast spatial rifts to enter the main world. What was the outcome? Lin Yuan asked. Whose hands did the corpse of the extraterrestrial visitor that floated in from the spatial rift fall into? What else could have happened? The insect race was able to deduce this matter. How could our human civilization be completely unaware? Red-nosed Shi Feng shook his head and said, Besides, the supreme beings from the several other peak clans also approached, wanting a share of the spoils. In the end, the outsider's corpse was torn to pieces, and our human civilization should have gotten a part of it. After finishing his statement, red-nosed Shi Feng added with some surprise, I wonder what is so miraculous about that corpse that even the supreme beings vied for it? That's a question for the supreme beings. Lin Yuan shook his head. After chatting with red-nosed Shi Feng for a few more lines, Lin Yuan then disconnected the virtual world connection and his consciousness returned to reality. The teacher is looking for me? Is it about the matters on the alien battlefield? Lin Yuan suddenly received a message from the Chikuan Star Lord, asking him and his fellow disciples to come to him. The sudden foul play of the various species from the insect race alliance on the battlefield would definitely not be left as is. Next, it would be the human civilization's turn to retaliate. Outside the Crimson Hall, Zhugu, the fourth disciple, and the other peak masters stood chatting idly. They too had heard about the events that transpired on the alien battlefield, and their conversation mainly revolved around it. As the disciples chatted, they eventually talked about Lin Yuan. We consider ourselves evolutionary geniuses, belonging to the first class of outstanding talents, but when compared with our little junior brother, the sixth disciple sighed. Even now, he was still shocked by Lin Yuan's step to the 7th rank. The 7th rank. This was the 7th rank. It's not cabbage on the side of the road. Something you step into just because you wish to? Indeed, how exactly does our junior brother cultivate? Could it be that he always practices so diligently that he doesn't even dream? The other disciples exchanged glances, all filled with deep emotion. The entire outer world was abuzz when the 13th Peak Master stepped into the 7th rank. And inside the Red Kuan lineage, the shock was not much less, all filled with astonishment. It should be known that the Peak Masters were taken as disciples by the Chikuan Star Lord because of their undeniable talents, worthy of the title of evolutionary prodigies. Even though the first, second, and third disciples had stepped into the 7th rank, Zhuge and the other Peak Masters had no doubt or questioning about themselves, believing that they would eventually break through to the same level one day, until they met the little junior brother Lin Yuan. Junior brother is coming. Zhuge and the other Peak Masters seemed to sense something. Smiles appeared on their faces as they looked towards the figure walking over from a distance. It was Lin Yuan. 4th disciple, 5th disciple, 6th disciple. Lin Yuan greeted each one in turn. Junior brother, the teacher is waiting for us inside. Let's hurry in. Zhuge, the 4th disciple, spoke up. All right. Lin Yuan nodded and walked into the Crimson Hall. Zhuge, the 4th disciple, and the other disciples also followed him in. For some reason, Zhuge and the others intentionally fell half a step behind Lin Yuan, not walking shoulder to shoulder. Lin Yuan seemed to notice something and stopped to look back at his fellow disciples. Disciples, there really is no need for this. Lin Yuan couldn't help saying. He didn't feel that stepping into the 7th rank made him thoroughly superior. Some things and some people still needed to be analyzed specifically. When Lin Yuan had just joined the Red Kuan lineage and became the 13th Peak Master, the fellow disciples had taken great care of him. You're thinking too much, junior brother. We just feel a bit of pressure walking alongside you. Zhuge, the 4th disciple, spoke the truth. Well, okay then. Lin Yuan thought about it and didn't say much, continuing towards the depths of the palace. Zhuge, the 4th disciple, and the other Peak Master disciples exchanged glances. With the talents Lin Yuan was currently displaying in several decades or a few hundred years, he likely has the potential to challenge the 8th layer, to become a great figure at the same level as the Star Lord. Such potential, such talent, such ability. With countless prodigies in the world, who dares walk shoulder to shoulder with you? Chapter 326, The Teacher's Gift. Crimson Palace. Lin Yuan and his 12 senior brothers stood below. Chikuan Star Lord, the teacher, sat in the high seat, as Lin Yuan glanced at the other senior brothers. He noticed that the senior brothers all behaved very casually. Chikuan Star Lord wasn't the type of teacher who was very imposing, preferring a friendly approach with his disciples. Everyone has arrived. Chikuan Star Lord nodded slightly. Actually, there were many 6th rank and 7th rank evolvers in the Chikuan lineage, but at its core, naturally, the Star Lord and various Peak Masters were the main focus. Within the Cosmic Human Alliance, the relationship between a teacher and his disciples even surpassed that of the closest kinship. Once the master-disciple relationship was confirmed, it truly required commitment. In the past several tens of thousands of years, Chikuan Star Lord hadn't taken any disciples, not only because he hadn't met any satisfactory evolvers but also because accepting a disciple wasn't just a matter of saying so. If in the future a disciple caused some trouble outside, Chikuan Star Lord would have to step in and offer protection. Those evolvers who passed the test of 7-Star Cave and joined the Red Kuan lineage, strictly speaking, weren't Chikuan Star Lord's disciples, and they weren't even disciples of the 12 Peak Masters. They could only be considered members of the Red Kuan lineage. The Red Kuan lineage nurtured them, and in turn they served the Red Kuan lineage. Both sides gave to each other. I'll keep it short. You've also heard about the commotion caused by the insect race on the battlefield. Although our human civilization's top prophets discovered it in advance and the loss wasn't substantial, we can't let this matter slide so easily. Chikuan Star Lord spoke in a calm tone. Taking as an example the battlefield C24763 where Lin Yuan's Taiyin primordial spirit was, the Heiyuan clan wanted to cleanse the battlefield. Even though many human evolvers fled in all directions, there were still numerous 6th and 7th rank evolvers who died. This type of loss, compared to the overall war situation, wasn't significant. At least the insect race's planning failed, and the gaze of human civilization's supreme beings hadn't been drawn away by those medium-sized and small-sized otherworldly battlefields. But how could human civilization tolerate such a loss without reason? In the over 2 million years of the Starry Sea era, human civilization, in the eyes of the 10,000 races of the cosmic starry sky, differed little from demons. If you dare to disregard the baseline of warfare and strike with full force, wait for the crazed retaliation of human civilization. Eldest brother, you lead the army of evolvers to battlefield C34123. Second brother, you lead the army of evolvers to battlefield C459543. Third brother. Chikuan Star Lord issued his orders following this pattern. It wasn't just the Chikuan Star domain. The entire Anon Star Alliance and many other star alliances, one star domain after another, began transferring troops and increasing their investment in the battlefields. Ever since human civilization left its homeworld, there has always been a constant launch of battlefields. But at different times, the intensity and fierceness of the battlefields varied. For example, before the insect race's action, human civilization actually did not invest much power into the battlefields. The same was true for the other few peak civilizations. After all these years of fighting, they had formed some kind of tacit understanding. But now, since the insect race actively broke the tacit agreement, human civilization naturally wouldn't indulge them. On the battlefield, all actions should be centered around the goddess of freedom. Chikuan Star Lord said. Human external expansion and invasion were all coordinated by the goddess of freedom. With the goddess of freedom, every bit of human force could be fully utilized. This was the key to human civilization's successive victories on the battlefield. Teacher, what about me? Lin Yuan looked at how all 12 senior brothers had assignments and he had been overlooked, so he couldn't help but ask. Come here and take a look. Just get familiar with it. Chikuan Star Lord shook his head and said. His main reason for inviting Lin Yuan over this time was to get him accustomed to the atmosphere of the battlefield. As for sending Lin Yuan to the battlefield, Chikuan Star Lord really couldn't bear to do it. Although it's said that even talented evolvers need to be tempered on the battlefield, that prerequisite is for when they hit a bottleneck and various attempts to break through have failed, and they have no choice but to make such a reluctant decision. Given the talent that Lin Yuan had shown, there was no sign he was trapped by any bottlenecks. Sending him to a battlefield fraught with danger at this time would be foolish. Junior brother, once you cultivate an avatar, you can go to the battlefield, the eldest senior brother said with a smile. The 12 senior brothers, including Chikuan Star Lord, didn't know about Lin Yuan's Yin spirit and Yang spirit, which were equivalent to having 2 avatars. The Yin spirit and Yang spirit avatars, although not unique, could make one suspect that they were related to the martial path evolutionary path. Teacher, what exactly happened on the large battlefield? The mysterious corpse that drifted in from the eternal spatial rift, what's the situation with that? After tasks were assigned, third senior brother asked out of curiosity. The reason the insect race broke the tacit agreement was because of that mysterious corpse. This corpse also attracted other Peak Clan's supreme beings who didn't hesitate to personally intervene, eventually tearing that corpse into pieces. On battlefield S111, the presence of the supreme beings was overwhelming, and this matter couldn't be concealed at all. As a result, many people were very curious about that corpse. A treasure that could provoke a battle amongst several supreme beings was extremely rare. At the level of supreme beings, every action was an embodiment of the universal truths, with no need for external objects. That corpse! Chikuan Star Lord pondered for a moment. Seeing this, Lin Yuan also appeared attentive. The chaotic flows in the void outside the worlds, depending on their intensity, can be divided into different regions. The chaotic void outside the immortal Tao world where Lin Yuan had traversed for the 5th time wasn't too harsh, allowing those with 7th rank strength to barely survive. Chapter 327. Even so, Lin Yuan was reluctant to stray too far from the immortal Tao world, needing to return from time to time for rest. As for the chaotic void outside of the main world, battlefield C24763, Lin Yuan observed the eternal spatial rift and inferred that its intensity was far greater than that of the immortal Tao world. The grayish aura of utter destruction made Lin Yuan's scalp tingle. Indeed, it was as he thought. Lin Yuan perused the Red Kuan lineage's information. Even the Chikuan Star Lord, an invincible evolver of the 8th layer, dared not enter the spatial rift casually. And that otherworldly visitor's corpse, able to withstand the chaotic void and enter the main world, maintaining its form in death and not being torn apart, is quite unfathomable. Keep in mind, on large alien battlefields, although otherworldly visitors often come through spatial rifts, they are alive, employing various methods and even treasures and weapons to resist the erosion of the chaotic void. But to rely on nothing else, using only bodily strength to withstand the chaotic void outside the main world, how strong must that body be? I don't have much insight into this, said the Chikuan Star Lord, shaking his head. The secrets of that corpse, he estimated, were known only to the supreme beings and a few top-tier diviners. I see. The third senior brother felt somewhat disappointed. He had thought his teacher would know some insider information. All right. You all may leave. Prepare yourselves, for it's time for a counterattack from our human civilization. The Chikuan Star Lord waved his hand. Yes. The senior brothers nodded, turning to leave the Crimson Hall. Yes. Lin Yuan was also planning to leave. At that moment, the voice of the Chikuan Star Lord rang out next to his ear. My good disciple, stay behind. In the Crimson Hall, only Lin Yuan and the Chikuan Star Lord remained. The Chikuan Star Lord looked at Lin Yuan, his thoughts filled with sentiment. Before meeting Lin Yuan, the Chikuan Star Lord believed that teaching a disciple was an extremely difficult task. Different disciples have different traits, either strengths or weaknesses, and one must tailor their teaching methods accordingly. Only by doing so could one possibly maximize the potential of a disciple. But tailoring one's teaching, while easy to say, is extremely hard in practice. The Chikuan Star Lord's great reputation for educating disciples was built on this principle. Then he met Lin Yuan. For the first time, the Chikuan Star Lord felt that teaching a disciple was not so difficult. In fact, it was quite easy. Since he had taken Lin Yuan as his disciple, he hadn't done much, yet the latter was already at the 7th rank. Logically speaking, after you stepped into the 6th rank, I would have given you some treasures, the Chikuan Star Lord said. For evolvers, the 6th rank is a critical period. The 12 Peak Masters also received the gifts prepared by the Chikuan Star Lord when they were at the 6th rank. This was the teacher's way of looking after his disciples. But your cultivation speed was too fast. Before I had even decided on a gift, you reached the 7th rank. The Chikuan Star Lord spoke with a tone of helplessness. Gifts, too, need to be custom-made. What is treasured at the 6th rank might not hold as much value once one reaches the 7th rank. Teacher. Lin Yuan blinked his eyes. In truth, he had already been restraining his speed of reaching the 7th rank. Had it not been for his desire to forge a perfect 7th stage chapter, Lin Yuan could have breached the 7th rank half a year ago, right after his 5th shuttle. Now that you're at the 7th rank, under normal circumstances, I should prepare a 7th layer treasure for you, but I feel that you won't stay long at the 7th rank, at most a few hundred years. Given that, a 7th rank treasure might not be of much help to you. How much can it really assist you in a few hundred years? The Chikuan Star Lord said, shaking his head. So this time, I intend to take care of everything in one go. Be it the 6th rank, 7th rank, or even your eventual 8th rank, I'll account for them all. The Chikuan Star Lord flipped his hand, and a fist-sized irregular metal floated in the air. This block of irregular metal, merely upon its appearance, began to subtly influence its surroundings, even causing the forces of space itself to slowly undulate. What is this? Lin Yuan observed carefully. That piece of irregular metal had a very special feeling, stirring an uncontrollable desire within him. To possess it. Attain it. I must obtain it. Lin Yuan's thoughts stirred slightly. The numerous distracting thoughts quickly dissipated. This object. Lin Yuan looked at it in astonishment, and just by watching it for a while he was influenced. This irregular piece of metal was somewhat inconceivable. This object is called Origin Fine Gold. Back in the day, to obtain it, I, among several other alien strong ones, fought for hundreds of years. If I hadn't made a timely retreat back to the human civilization territory, it probably would have provoked a 9th-rank alien race to take action. The Chikuan Star Lord said with a smile. This? Lin Yuan couldn't help but hold his breath. The Chikuan Star Lord was an invincible existence of the 8th layer. What is meant by invincible of the 8th layer? It does not mean that the Chikuan Star Lord has no opponents at the 8th layer, but rather that at this level, in one-on-one combat, no one could utterly defeat him. Of course, this isn't entirely accurate. If an evolver of the 8th layer wielded supreme weapons, the Chikuan Star Lord would likely have to flee. But how many supreme weapons are there? And the Chikuan Star Lord would just be fleeing, not falling. When the Chikuan Star Lord speaks of fighting several other 8th layer alien strong ones for hundreds of years, this undoubtedly means these alien strong ones, too, were invincible beings of the 8th layer. To compel such invincible beings of the 8th layer to fight desperately, and even ultimately attract the attention of a 9th-rank alien race. Keep in mind, the 9th-rank alien race is basically equivalent to the highest combat power of powerful clans, below only the peak clans. Teacher, this is too precious. I can't accept it. Although Lin Yuan didn't know what Origin Fine Gold was, just by listening to the Chikuan Star Lord's description, he knew that the value of this object definitely reached the 9th-rank level. Though the Origin Fine Gold is precious, it is of little use to me now. The Chikuan Star Lord shook his head as he spoke. What he longed for now was to step into the 9th rank. As for the Origin Fine Gold, indeed, if he invested the required heart force, he could indeed boost his combat power by a fraction or two. But being invincible at the 8th layer already, advancing his combat power by a fraction or two carried no practical significance. Against other invincible strong ones of the 8th layer, he would still not be able to win. Then I thank you, teacher, Lin Yuan said with slight gratitude. The rule crystal the Chikuan Star Lord had previously given him could let an evolver comprehend the fire system rules embedded within. A rule crystal was part of the Chikuan Star Lord's collection. Gifting it to Lin Yuan was a trivial matter. But the Origin Fine Gold, just from Lin Yuan's first impression, it far surpassed the rule crystal. The Origin Fine Gold is a growth-oriented treasure, best nurtured at the 7th rank. Its most precious quality, aside from its growth potential, is its malleability. Disciple, when you nurture the Origin Fine Gold, you can shape it according to your will, turning it into offensive weapons, defensive weapons, and so on. The Chikuan Star Lord continued. Theoretically speaking, the upper limit of the Origin Fine Gold depends on the evolver's own limits. If you step into the 8th layer in the future, you could elevate the quality of the Origin Fine Gold to the 8th layer. If you manage to break through to the 9th rank, it can be further improved. The Chikuan Star Lord looked at Lin Yuan. He felt somewhat relieved. This time there was no need to worry about Lin Yuan's cultivation speed being too fast. The specific methods of nurturing the Origin Fine Gold will be sent to you by mail by me, detailing the instructions, said the Chikuan Star Lord. Yes. Lin Yuan nodded. Next. The Chikuan Star Lord's thoughts stirred slightly. The irregular metal floating in front of him flew towards Lin Yuan. Lin Yuan raised his hand to catch it. This sensation? Lin Yuan inwardly marveled. On the surface, the Origin Fine Gold appeared to be metal, and thus should be extremely hard. However, once in his hands, Lin Yuan's first impression of the Origin Fine Gold was that it was soft and squishy. It felt like a ball that would dent inward with a bit of pressure. It's truly marvelous. Lin Yuan kept observing it, constantly touching. All right then. Go back and study it, said the Chikuan Star Lord, waving his hand. If there's anything you don't understand, you can come to me. Yes. Lin Yuan put away the Origin Fine Gold and turned to leave the Red Palace. Chapter 328. The 6th Shuttle. Carrying the Origin Fine Gold capable of causing 8th layer invincible powerhouses to fight for their lives, Lin Yuan soon returned to the 13 Peaks Great Hall. As soon as he got back, Lin Yuan took out the Origin Fine Gold and continued to study it. How to use it? The teacher's email arrived. Lin Yuan connected his consciousness to the virtual world and started reading the email. To nurture the Origin Fine Gold, you must first perform a blood ritual to claim ownership. The blood mentioned here is not ordinary blood, but blood containing fragments of the soul. Lin Yuan looked thoughtful. In the main world, the soul is the most fundamental thing, and as for the physical body, there are methods like seizure that allow one to switch bodies, but the soul remains unchangeable. Let's begin. Lin Yuan extended his hand and forced out a drop of blood. This drop of blood, spherical and viscous, would have reabsorbed into the skin had Lin Yuan not controlled it. Hiss! As that drop of Lin Yuan's blood fell, it was quickly absorbed by the Origin Fine Gold. Suddenly, Lin Yuan faintly felt a subtle connection forming between himself and the Origin Fine Gold. Next is nurturing it. Lin Yuan grabbed the Origin Fine Gold, only to see this irregularly shaped metal melt like flowing water, merging into Lin Yuan's body through his skin. Ha! After entering Lin Yuan's body, the Origin Fine Gold instinctually started gathering rapidly around the Dantian Qixi, just outside that internal small world. Strands of world force, centered around the inner world, slowly spread toward Lin Yuan's limbs and bones, enhancing his physical body. A portion of this world force, after passing through the Origin Fine Gold, was not diminished at all. Instead, it gained an extremely pure aura. The Origin Fine Gold itself was also refined a bit. Now, can I control the Origin Fine Gold and shape it in the direction I desire? Lin Yuan closely observed the changes in the Origin Fine Gold, silently pondering. The Origin Fine Gold has two major features. One is its growth nature. Even if Lin Yuan was to advance to the 9th rank in the future, it would still be useful. The other is its malleability. As long as Lin Yuan wishes, he can shape the Origin Fine Gold into any weapon. An offensive weapon? A defensive weapon? A soul defense weapon? All possible. However, to elevate the level of the Origin Fine Gold, I must spend a lot of time in slow nurturing. Lin Yuan slightly frowned. Lots of time? According to the Qikuan Star Lord, though Lin Yuan's cultivation speed was fast, it was bound to slow down after stepping into the 8th layer. Every being, upon entering the 8th layer, would experience a long period of dormancy. Then, Lin Yuan would have plenty of time to nurture the Origin Fine Gold. Perhaps I can take the Origin Fine Gold into world travel for nurturing? A thought suddenly occurred to Lin Yuan. Spending 50 strands of world-breaking origin force, Lin Yuan could perform physical travels. But if it's just about carrying a weapon, the consumption of world-breaking origin force would be much lower. 1 strand of world-breaking origin force. Lin Yuan's mind delved deep into his consciousness, held a brief conversation with the door to the myriad realms, and concluded, ever since stepping into the 6th rank, Lin Yuan found it possible to have some basic interactions with the door to the myriad realms. A strand of world-breaking origin force? It's not too much. Lin Yuan opened his eyes, contemplating. Carrying Origin Fine Gold for travel would require an extra strand of world-breaking origin force. For Lin Yuan, a strand of world-breaking origin force merely meant 333 days. No, with the boost of an eternal spatial rift, Lin Yuan's speed of accumulating a strand of world-breaking origin force had dropped to 290 days. 290 days for the likes of a 7th rank evolver like Lin Yuan was too brief. 7th rank evolvers typically lived up to hundreds of thousands of years. Moreover, the Human Civilization Alliance had many methods to extend life. Upon thinking of the world-breaking origin force, Lin Yuan planned to choose another alien battlefield with an eternal spatial rift, to send the Yang God and Yin God to accelerate the accumulation of the world-breaking origin force. If the Yang God and Yin God are placed under different battlefields' eternal spatial rifts, would the speed of accumulating world-breaking origin force double? Lin Yuan's heart raced. In the short term, Lin Yuan had no idea of heading to a medium-sized battlefield or large battlefield to find larger eternal spatial rifts. because the goddess of wisdom and two other goddesses advised Lin Yuan against going. A medium-sized otherworldly battlefield was already under the watch of supreme beings and even had traces of ninth-rank alien race appearances. The doppelganger skill, though a strong survival tactic, was not foolproof, facing certain attack techniques such as the curse-killing skill or memory contamination. It would still fail to defend. The former is easy to understand, as it involves the application of causal rules, using an avatar as a medium to curse the original body. As for the latter, since the avatar shares memories with the original, should the avatar encounter memory contamination, the original is likely also affected. The thought of one's memories being influenced is a terrifying matter. Of course, whether it's the curse-killing skill or memory contamination, none would affect Lin Yuan as an 8th rank evolver. Supreme beings wouldn't bother retaliating against such a minor figure as Lin Yuan, but 9th rank alien race might not follow the same restraint. No need to rush to a medium-sized otherworldly battlefield. A small-sized one will suffice. Lin Yuan thought to himself. A small-sized otherworldly battlefield could comfortably allow entry to 8th layer powerhouses. But a 9th rank? It's impossible for a 9th rank to enter a small-sized battlefield. This is a rule set by the human civilization and the 10,000 races of the cosmic starry sky. On battlefield C24763, the Heiyuan clan, breaking the tacit agreement with human evolvers, deployed their strongest force, merely an invincible horned man of the 8th layer. Chapter 329. Be aware, the Heiyuan clan has 9th rank beings sitting at the top and not just one. Which two battlefields of different species should we choose this time? To verify his suspicion, Lin Yuan intended to send both the Yin spirit and Yang spirit to try it out simultaneously. Let's go with these two battlefields of different species. After considering for a moment, the criteria Lin Yuan used to select the battlefields of different species primarily revolved around the existence of an eternal spatial rift. Without an eternal spatial rift, it's impossible to speed up the accumulation of world-breaking origin force, which would significantly reduce Lin Yuan's gains. Secondly, the intensity of the war between human civilization and different species on this battlefield cannot be too high. Out of the more than 2 million battlefields of different species opened by human civilization, each has a different situation. On some battlefields, human evolvers and different species are fiercely antagonistic, and on such battlefields, it's simply not possible to stay beside an eternal spatial rift for long. You can barely stay for a moment before the different species come attacking. Go! Lin Yuan's thought flickered. The Yin spirit and Yang spirit stepped out from within him. Whoosh! 2 dark cosmic ships appeared. The Yin spirit and Yang spirit piloted the ships, heading towards the star platform outside the Chikuin main star. The 13 Peaks area, where Lin Yuan was located, is one of the most flourishing areas of Chikuin main star, with numerous ships taking off at every moment. As the peak master of 13 Peaks, even if Lin Yuan didn't announce it, a large number of evolvers would naturally come to him for allegiance. And all of this, Lin Yuan left to Fang Qing to manage. The number of practitioners on the martial path evolutionary path. Lin Yuan glanced over and noticed that the number of martial arts evolutionaries practicing the first tier chapter had skyrocketed to several times what it was half a year ago. It seems the videos I released are quite useful. Lin Yuan nodded slightly. He had expended quite a bit of energy producing those videos. But as long as there is a yield, it's all worthwhile. Who knows where the 7th stage martial Tao chapter will rank on the Chikuin evolution rankings once it's rolled out. Lin Yuan was somewhat expectant. Currently, Lin Yuan had only started the 7th rank chapter, and there was still some distance before it could be fully developed. However, it was foreseeable that the 7th rank chapter would have a transformative effect on the martial path evolutionary path, impacting it even more significantly than the time Lin Yuan completely revised the path, freeing it from the confines of Tai Yin and Taiyang. Because this 7th rank chapter, theoretically, could give rise to an inner world. Of course, Lin Yuan was also aware. It would be difficult for other martial arts evolutionaries to create an inner world in the 7th rank chapter. It requires understanding 965 basic spatial models during the 6th rank and selecting a path that is sufficiently perfect. For instance, If a martial arts evolutionary had chosen the power of gold as their path at the second layer, they would delve into understanding the golden rules in the third and fourth rank. But by the sixth rank, even if this martial arts evolutionary had understood the 965 spatial models, they could not open up an inner world. Because the golden rules are too simplistic, nowhere near as perfect and complete as the Taiji Dao formed by Tai Yin and Tai Yang. This martial arts evolutionary, to create a small inner world, would have to grasp the rules beyond the golden rules, utilizing the 5 elements rules of gold, wood, water, fire, earth alongside the space rules, to hope to create a small inner world. Nonetheless, no matter how you put it, the 7th rank chapter which Lin Yuan currently opened has a tremendously lifted ceiling, and the evaluation from the goddess of wisdom definitely won't be low. A month later. This is the core spatial model? Lin Yuan raised his right hand, strands of spatial force continuously intertwining, instantly forming a spatial model. This spatial model, far more complicated than the basic spatial models by thousands to tens of thousands of times, just looking at it gives a sense of spatial transformations. The core spatial model, elucidating the essence of space rules, each type of core spatial model has a significant use. Systematic combinations of different core spatial models can also form abilities similar to innate divine abilities, Lin Yuan thought to himself. For example, the combination of the first 13th, 16th, and 23rd core spatial models. This combination will grant the ability of teleportation. Teleportation, a high-end application of space rules, is effective both in saving oneself and in pursuit. With a total of 7,782 core spatial models theoretically, so many core spatial models can form countless space-based methods similar to teleportation. Space rules, vast and limitless, even if one understands all 7,782 core spatial models, it does not mean they have fully mastered the entire space rules. Lin Yuan sighed. The deeper his understanding of rules, the more Lin Yuan felt his own insignificance. Has the Yang spirit already reached beneath the eternal spatial rift? Lin Yuan seemed to sense something and looked toward a battlefield of different species. As for the Yin spirit, it had arrived 3 days earlier. Let's check the accumulation speed of the world-breaking origin force. Lin Yuan closed his eyes, carefully feeling it. The speed hasn't increased? Lin Yuan opened his eyes, his brows furrowed. The 2 primordial spirits were positioned under the eternal spatial rifts in different battlefields. The speed at which Lin Yuan accumulated world-breaking origin force was still 1 filament every 290 days. What's the principle here? Lin Yuan was somewhat puzzled in his heart. Whether it was the door to the myriad realms seen by his true form or by the 2 primordial spirits, it was merely a projection of the true door to the myriad realms. Forget it. Lin Yuan pondered for a while and then stopped dwelling on it. This result had not caused him much impact. Let the Yin spirit return. With a slight movement of Lin Yuan's mind, the Yin spirit began to leave the battlefield, returning to the Chikuin main star. Since there was no difference between having 2 primordial spirits and 1, Lin Yuan naturally wouldn't keep both on the battlefield of different species. Keeping 1 primordial spirit by his side, he'd have more means to deal with things should the need arise. Time passed in the world. Months flew by in the blink of an eye. Lin Yuan closed his eyes, his consciousness sinking into his mind. I've accumulated 2 filaments of world-breaking origin force. Lin Yuan looked toward the door to the myriad realms, and with a slight sense, he knew the quantity of world-breaking origin force. With the eternal spatial rift accelerating the accumulation of world-breaking origin force, Lin Yuan did not immediately traverse after a filament was fully amassed. Rather, he waited for some time. After all, this incurred no loss for Lin Yuan, and it wouldn't result in wasteful behavior with the world-breaking origin force. No matter how much time passed, the world-breaking origin force accumulated at the door to the myriad realms was stored there, waiting for Lin Yuan to use at any time. Let's see which world this traversal leads to. Lin Yuan sent a thread of his consciousness into the door to the myriad realms. In a daze, this thread of Lin Yuan's primordial spirit traversed time and space, arriving before a vast world. Lin Yuan tried to observe that world, his expression subtly changing. This world. The next moment, this thread of consciousness extinguished. The world of this traversal. In the outside world, Lin Yuan stroked his chin. From the brief observation contact just now, Lin Yuan had obtained some information related to this traversal. First was the duration of stay. This traversal, Lin Yuan's duration of stay would be 600 years, while the time that would pass in the main world was 1 year. That is to say, the ratio of time passage between the traversal world and the main world was 600 to 1. Through the time ratio, Lin Yuan deduced that the world of this traversal was of a very high level, much higher even than the immortal Tao world of his fifth traversal, though still far below the main world. Perhaps it was close to the spirit realm above the immortal Tao world. Traverse. Lin Yuan pondered for a while, making up his mind. At the same time, on the battlefield of different species, Lin Yuanyang's yang spirit began to leave the eternal spatial rift, came to the human race base on the battlefield, looking for a training room to enter into seclusion. Once the traversal started, Lin Yuan's consciousness would enter the door to the myriad realms, losing awareness. Whether it was his true form or his primordial spirit, both would enter a state of slumber, naturally choosing a safe place. Begin. On the Chikuan main star, Lin Yuan's thoughts converged, and his consciousness and spirit all poured into the door to the myriad realms. Chapter 330. I transformed into a tree? In a daze, Lin Yuan's consciousness began to revive. Where is this? Lin Yuan felt slightly startled in his heart as all that met his eyes was darkness, without a trace of light. Could it be that the body my consciousness has descended into is blind? Lin Yuan thought to himself. Even if he were born into a still-developing infant whose eyes and other organs were not yet well formed, he would still be able to roughly distinguish between light and dark. But now, Lin Yuan couldn't detect the slightest bit of light. This was clearly abnormal. So what if it's blind? Once I recover to the second layer, I can use my perception to replace vision. Wait. Lin Yuan's thoughts became grave. As he kept adjusting, he suddenly realized that the body his consciousness had descended into wasn't from the human race. Is this a tree? Lin Yuan's thoughts dispersed, his consciousness as a seventh-rank evolver awakening, greatly enhancing his ability to perceive the outside world. Even without relying on vision, he could sense many things. For instance, the external form of Lin Yuan right now. It was a small tree over 1 meter tall with withering branches and twigs. Black Mist Mountain Range. It was deep, quiet, and ancient trees that had witnessed tens of thousands of years, even hundreds of thousands, could be seen everywhere, and many fearsome demonic beasts resided within. In a certain area on the periphery of the Black Mist Mountain Range, a small tree over 1 meter tall swayed with the wind. Its trunk was yellowed and withered, a stark contrast to the ancient trees nearby. This is troublesome. Lin Yuan suddenly felt it was going to be difficult. After passing through the door to the myriad realms 5 times before, Lin Yuan subconsciously assumed that the bodies he descended into through the door to the myriad realms all belonged to humans. However, Lin Yuan never confirmed this within the door to the myriad realms itself. And now, Lin Yuan's situation made it clear to him that the targets of his descents were not necessarily human. Theoretically, as long as it belonged to the range of life, it was possible for Lin Yuan to descend into it. This world. Lin Yuan's thoughts shifted, and after fully adapting, he quickly found something unusual about the small tree he had descended into. All of Lin Yuan's consciousness converged on the roots of the small tree, where a black flame seemed to be burning. Go! Merge me into that world! Whispers reached him, and Lin Yuan seemed to see a colossal ancestral demon tree towering in the void. Branches of the ancestral demon tree swayed, dispersing seeds in every direction, which fell into a vast world. And the small tree Lin Yuan had descended into was one of those seeds that had grown. The ancestral demon tree, a foreign evil god, covets this world. Thus it sent its seeds in, trying to merge completely and grow within, and eventually work in collusion with it, to completely take over this world. Lin Yuan felt somewhat complicated. His identity this time in crossing over was not simple. He was the seed of a foreign evil god, the ancestral demon tree, and a last resort used to invade this world. But unfortunately, the seed of the foreign evil god's ancestral demon tree seemed somewhat inadaptable in this world. At least the small tree Lin Yuan descended into was like this, its trunk yellowed and withering, presenting an undernourished appearance. If Lin Yuan's consciousness had not descended, it probably wouldn't be long before it died of its own accord. The foreign evil god. Lin Yuan faintly perceived in a certain direction. Being the seed of the ancestral demon tree, despite the vast distance, Lin Yuan could sense the other's vast and deep, dread-inspiring aura. It doesn't matter. Right now, whether it's an evil god or not is not important to me. What's important is being able to stay alive. Lin Yuan's thoughts converged. Logically, as the seed of a foreign evil god, which is almost like its offspring, it wouldn't normally be in such a pitiable state. But as a foreign entity, and as a contingency of an evil god, it was innately suppressed by the world itself. Many of the talents and methods inherited from the ancestral demon tree could not be utilized. In such a situation, no matter how high the talent potential was, it could simply not grow up. Not to mention anything else. Invading a world is not an easy task. First and foremost, you need to face the resistance of the world itself. Lin Yuan silently thought to himself. Every world has its own consciousness, simply referred to as world consciousness. World consciousnesses vary in strength and nature. Some are stingy, some are generous, but without exception, all world consciousnesses are extremely hostile to foreign life forms, especially powerful ones. The foreign evil god's ancestral demon tree coveting this world certainly wasn't planning to coexist peacefully, but wanted to drain the world's order. Hello everyone, this is Shadow. Due to copyright restrictions on YouTube, I can't publish many of the audiobooks you love. That's why I've created a special paid service where you can enjoy over 300 high-quality audiobooks from platforms like Webnovel, Pocket FM, Audible, Wuxia, and more. Each novel comes as a one-time purchase, no subscriptions, no hidden fees. After payment, you'll receive full access via Telegram, along with all future updates for that novel. You'll find a wide selection of your favorite genres and titles, always in premium audio quality. Check the full list of available novels in the description. DM me now to get your favorite stories in audiobook form and start listening today.